Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Can you hear me? Can anyone respond from your end?
Yeah, ma'am, you are audible.
You are audible.
Yeah, thank you. So, before starting, I would like to introduce myself. So this is Shanti. I'm working as a senior software developer in Cognizant, and my overall experience is 13 plus years. And wherein I have handled a number of projects in various domains. Worked many years on Java. Presently, also we are working on Java as well as a Python, and which is related to the data science. And our core area is we are working on medical sciences to the pharmaceutical companies. So now I would like to start with our course, Java course, and wherein the course we will start with the basics and we'll deep dive into the all the topics along with the real-time applications, where these real-time applications or the programs are very much helpful for working in a corporate companies. Let me share my screen. And hope my screen is also visible. For the demo topic, I'll just give an introduction. Along with the topics, we'll see a couple of programs also in online compiler. The basic I'll give like what is Java and everything, and then we can go
Madam,
directly.
sorry to interrupt. Can you
Yes.
speak loud because I'm hearing very less
I
noise.
think I think my fan sound. Let me off that fan because of that. Is this okay now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, what I'm saying is, I'll just give an intro first, and after that, we can directly go into the main topics along with the programs, checking the programs and checking their like outputs. So, as we have chosen that Java, I can say it is a high level language, and we can say it is an object oriented programming language. And why we are saying this as in a high level language in the sense, basically we do have two languages, that is low level language and a high level language. When we go for the comparison between these two languages, that is low level language and the high level language, the difference is in a compilation. When we go for the compilation, we know that the machine can understand only the machine level language, that is a binary language, either zeros or the ones. It cannot understand like normal level language or normal English language, whatever we type by using a keyboard. So in the compilation, it has to convert from normal language to the binary language or the machine level language. When this conversion is happening, when it goes to the low level language, it will go for the bit level conversion. Bit level conversion is nothing but like bit to bit. That is, if a J consists of an ASCII number of 10101, then I'll just share this and show you. Um, for example, if this is the thing like which we have typed Java, then the J has to convert into a machine level language. Maybe the J, when it has to convert into the machine level language, it will use ASCII code. The ASCII code is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is used to convert to normal language to the machine language. When it is using an ASCII code, this J is going to convert into the combinations of 0 and 1. Maybe this is a machine level language conversion for the character J. When we go for the compilation, it will compile here if it is a low level language, it will convert by using bit by bit. It will just first check 1 and then it will check 0 and then it goes to the 1, means one after the other. So this type of a conversion will say it as a bit conversion. So here we can see that only for one alphabet or one character, you may be getting maybe 6 or 7 or like any number of a combinations of ones and zeros. So for a single character, when it is checking these many characters step by step, obviously it will take a time in the compilation. So if you can observe, like when you're writing a program and after writing a program, if you hit a run button, we won't be getting an output a very next second. We will get an output with some delay. So this delay is happening because of a compilation. In the compilation, it is going to convert the normal text to your machine level language. So as said, that low level language uses a bit conversion. When I go for the high level language, it will use byte conversion. The byte conversion is nothing but 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. So here what happens if I use the same Java and if I want to convert a JSON, again it will take this ASCII conversion ones and zeros combination. But here what happened, as it is checking a byte conversion, I said that 8 bits equal to 1 byte. So what happens, it will check all 8 bits at a time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means up to 1. See, these are 8 bits. So all these 8 bits it is going to convert at a time. So the difference you can see that in low level language, it is going to check one after the other bit. In high level language, it is going to check like 8 bits at a time. So it is a byte conversion. So by this, we can say that the advantage, what will be the advantage of this one? Can anyone guess? Advantage of your high level language compared to your low level language. Any answers from your end? Speed, other fastness of getting an output. The execution time for low level and the high level varies, and the high level execution time is very fast compared to the low level language, because as said in the low level language, it has to check one bit and next it goes to the second bit. But whereas in a high level language, it will check all 8 bits at a time and then goes for checking for next 8 bits. So in other words, I can say that the high level language is 8 times faster than your low level language. So when you want to check this, even you can check in a programmatical manner how fast the execution time is when you are using your high level language. So that's why we always say that the high level language, the languages which consist of a high level languages are faster. When you go for C language and the COBOL previous languages, all those are your low level language. But Java, Python, AI, data science, now like .NET, what all the languages are there we are using regularly nowadays or high level language. So that is a main advantage of a high level language. And when I'm just saying like if you have any doubts, you can just ask me at that time only. So this is about like a high level language, and as said it is an object oriented programming language. That's why we always say it as a OOPS 2 and it was developed by Sun Microsoft, and now it has been owned by like Oracle Corporation. And it was designed to be a platform independent. It is not dependent on any other platform. That's why we are saying it as a platform independent. And we are seeing that as a platform independent because Java programmers, or we the developers of a Java, we can run on any device. There is no limitation that we can run on a particular device. We can run on any device which has a JVM, that is like Java Virtual Machine. Irrelevant of your OS, whether your OS may be like Windows or Linux or whatever it may be, as and when we have a JVM, we can run any Java program. So that's why we are seeing it as an independent platform. So before going to the features, I would like to explain the topic which is related to the practical programmatical. So that may be a bit interesting with the programs. Just gave an introduction what exactly the Java and all. So like here now I would like to discuss about the control statements or the control flow. So the in all other languages also we'll be using the control statements and the control flow. The word itself says that the control we are saying because whatever the command we are giving, based on that statement, the control is depending upon that one. For example, if I say if statement or if else statement, according to the if statement, it has to stop at one statement itself. So it is controlling. The code which we are giving, it is controlling. So that's why generally we'll say that the control statements or the control flow. The statements in the code, whatever we are giving, are executed according to the order, whatever the order we have given, according to that order, it is going to execute. Here, Java is providing the statements that can be used to control the flow of a Java code. It is going to control the flow of a code, whatever we are writing. So that's why we are saying it as a control statements or control flow statements. Basically, we do have a different control statements, decision making statements, if statements, switch statements. For all these statements, the syntax and the purpose of a statement is different from one another. So we'll just see like one after the other, what is the purpose of each control statement. First one, as we have seen the decision making statement, here also, as the name says, the decision making statements, it decides which statement to execute and when. For example, you might have written like 2 or 3 statements. When we have written 2 or 3 statements, in the sense 2 or 3 conditions you have written, so we need to know that which statement we have to execute first and next which statement we have to go for the second execution. So the decision making statement is nothing but it will execute according to the decision what we have taken. So that's why we are saying it as a decision statements. And these decision statements are going to execute according to the flow whatever we have given. So here the decision depends on, for example, you have given a statement 1, 2, 3. But then I want the second statement has to be executed first. So here we are taking a decision not to go everything in a sequence, not to run everything in a as like first, second, third. So according to the decision I have given, first go for the execution of a second statement, then you can go to the previous one. So that is going to given in a code. So that's why we are saying that decision making statements, it will decide the statement to execute and when to execute. Which statement has to be executed and when to execute. And these decision making statements, it will evaluate the Boolean expressions and the control. And here the Boolean expression is nothing but as we know that we do have two expressions, that is true or false. And in the Boolean expression, in terms of a true, we always take it as a 1, which is nothing but true is equivalent to 1 and false is equivalent to 0. So we do have only two conditions. When you want to know whether it is yes or no, then we prefer the Boolean expression. Whether we want to check that whatever you have given is true or false, then we prefer going the Boolean expression. In other cases, it won't be same for the all the cases. See, for all the cases, I don't want true or false. Maybe in some case, I want whether the numbers are divisible by particular number or not, or else like I want division of two numbers. When I want division of two numbers, it won't give a result in terms of a Boolean expression. It will give a result in terms of a numerics only. So in that case, we won't prefer taking a Boolean expression. So depending upon our requirement, we prefer whether we have to evaluate the statements in Boolean expressions or not. So here, the decision making statements evaluate this Boolean expression and it will control the program flow depending upon the result of a condition provided. Depending upon the result of a condition, whatever the condition we have provided, depending upon that, it will execute and it will give an output in terms of a Boolean expression. Here, we do have two types of a decision making statements in Java, that is if statement and switch statement. So let's see like if statement and the switch statement, and in if also like what all the family of an if consists we'll see. Generally, in Java, the if statement is used to evaluate a condition. We can say these control statements as a conditional statements also, because based on the condition it is going to give an output, so that's why we can say it as a conditional statements. So if statement is used to evaluate a condition, in the sense we need to give some condition. According to the condition, it will check that whether the condition is satisfied or not. If the condition is satisfied, so just now I said that if you're going to go for any condition in terms of yes or no or true or false, we prefer using Boolean expression. Here also in if case, I'm saying that we are going to evaluate a condition and the control of a program, whatever the program we are giving, is depending upon some specific condition. That specific condition is going to given by a programmer or the developer. And the condition of an if statements, it gives a Boolean value either true or the false. And here, basically as said, we do have a decision making statement, and the decision making statement has been divided into two types, that is if and the switch statement. And we are discussing about the if statement. And again, the if has been divided into four types, that is the simple if statement, or if else statement, or if elif statement, and nested if statements. So like we'll see one after the other. We'll start with the if statement. We can see this as a simple if statement. And this is the most basic statement among all the control flow statements we can see in every language. So here, when we go for the if statement, it is going to evaluate a Boolean expression, in the sense like it is going to say whether it is a true or the false, and then it enables the programmer to enter into a block of a code. So the syntax you can see here, if under if you are giving a condition, and after the condition we are going to start with a flower brackets, and in the flower brackets you are going to give your statement. The statement is nothing but your condition. In the statement, always whenever you are giving a statement that has to end with a semicolon, it is a syntax where we need to follow. And these statements, whatever you're giving, is not limited to only one statement. You can give n number of statements according to your requirement. And these statements, whatever you are giving, is going to execute when the condition is true. Here we need to remember that in if statement, it is going to execute only when the condition is true. If the condition is not true, in the sense, if the condition is false, it is not going to execute, it is not going to give any output. It will terminate there itself, because here you are not giving else condition, you are giving only if condition. So when I have given an if condition, it will check whether the condition is satisfying or not. If the condition is satisfying, then it will give an output. If the condition is not satisfying, then it won't give any output, it will just terminate there itself. So this is very important, where we need to remember that if the condition is satisfied, then only we can expect the output. Else we cannot expect the output, because if condition is fail, it is going to terminate over there itself. Um, as you have opened a parenthesis, flare brackets, you need to end with the flare brackets. And we need to remember that as it is a syntax oriented language, how many open brackets are there? It may be a parenthesis of flare brackets or square brackets or anything. Those many closed brackets should be there. So let's see a small example which is related to the if statement. I would like to open like a normal compiler, online compiler. Let me open that one. I've just opened like online compiler. You can use any online compiler, or else you can download your JVM too. So we just started with the program, wherein we are using an if statement over here. So public class student, I have given the name of your public, and here you can see that public static void main. Why we will use this public static void main? In the sense, it is a keyword, where the public static void main is a keyword. Generally we'll use this keyword. It means to say that we are going to create a main method with the Java application. You can see that whenever you are using the main and the public, we are going to create a main method in a Java application. And after that, we can see that, even you can see that after that I have used void main string with the square brackets, that is empty square brackets, and args I have used, that is arguments we have used. So this generally we will use this arguments, or I can say this string and args, as in when we want to store the Java command line arguments, we will use this args. Args is nothing but the arguments, and you can see that I have used a string here with a empty square brackets. The string array is an arguments, but we can say it is not fixed and user, in the sense the developer, we can use any name in place of that. It's not related, like we can use this only. For example, I have used int x equal to 10, y equal to 12, and some result I want. So like you're just doing an operation. After doing an operation, you want to store your output in some place, right? So in that some place, in order to store that, we are taking a starting itself some empty space. So here you can see that the string whatever you are using is an empty string. As and when we'll get a result, if you are getting a result, to make that store in some place, we are using a string args. And as said, that args is nothing but your arguments. That is about your the second line. And here, one more thing we need to remember that uh, we can use the public static void main string args or the public static void main string arguments. We are using this to call the main function in a Java. We know the main function, as I said, this is your main function. When you want to call the main function, to call that main function, we are using these arguments. The main method, whatever you are using, is called if and only if its formal parameters are matching. If the parameters are not matching, it won't call. So we want to call the main method. So in that case, not only here, in all other programs also, if you can observe that we will be using main method, public class main, or you will be giving a method name. Here I have given a method name. My main method is nothing but a student I have taken, or directly you can give, instead of a student you can write it as a main also, or else you can give any name also. This is my method name I have taken because I am writing a program related to the student. And after that, I have taken integers x equal to 10 and another statement that is y equal to 10. These two are the statements which we have given, and according to the syntax, we have seen that the statement has to end with a semicolon. So that's why you can see that int x equal to 10 semicolon and int y equal to 12 semicolon. And here, after that, you are giving a condition which is related to the simple if. So what is my condition in the sense? If x plus y greater than 20, means 10 plus 12 greater than 20, then it has to print this statement. System dot out dot println is used to display the output, where it is going to give an output. It will print the output. And here I made it as a string, so that's why I have used a quotations, because I want the output in terms of whatever the addition is there is greater than 20. Means, for example, x, what is an x? 10. What is a y? 12. So 10 plus 12 is 22. So directly you'll be getting an output that 22 is greater than 20. And I said, like, how many number of open parentheses or open brackets are there, those many closed brackets should be there. So when you are writing your main public, that has to be given with the next statement with a bracket, open bracket. And before the statements also, whatever you are giving a before the statements, we will be putting that all in a one mode, means all these statements. So that's why I have used one more brackets, that is flower bracket. And the print statement has to be started with the flower bracket. So here you can see that three flower brackets are there. So that's why three flower closed brackets are there. And the output, whatever you are writing, the system, even that has to be end with a semicolon. So that's why you can see that x plus y is greater than 20 ended with a semicolon. Let me run this one. X plus y is greater than 20. And here This is if condition. And as said that if the condition satisfies, then only you're going to get an output. If the condition is not satisfied, it will terminate there itself, as we are not using any else condition over here. We are using only if condition. So here the condition is satisfied. The condition is satisfied is nothing but x is 10 and y is 12, that is 22 is greater than 20. Let me change the inputs. This is very clear that I have just changed the inputs. Here you can see that x I have taken 1 and y equal to 2. So what is our expected condition? We have given x plus y. So 1 plus 2, 3. 3 is greater than 20, which is false. So I said that if the condition is satisfied, if the condition is true, then only you will get a output. So here the condition is not true. The condition is failing over here because 3 is not greater than 20. When the condition is failing here, then it will terminate. It won't give an output as it is false because you are not using an else condition. This output you will get when you will use an else condition. When you are using only the if condition, if the condition satisfied, then only you will get an output. Here itself, the condition is failing because 3 is not greater than your 20. So that's why when I ran this program, you can see your output is empty. I'll rerun it. You can observe that it is running, but you won't get any output. That is a blank output. So the main thing you need to remember that in if condition, if the condition satisfied, then only we can see the output, else we can't see even the output. It will terminate there itself. This is all about like if condition. If you have any queries, you can ask. Are you there with me? Do you have any queries from your end?
No, no, no.
Yes, great. Yeah. The next stage of this condition. Sorry. Anyone are talking? Uh, I think some background noise. This is about the if condition, and we do have if else condition. The next stage of if condition is your if else condition. As said in the previous case, if the condition fails, it is going to terminate. But we don't want that to be all the time. See, if condition fails, sometimes we want that it is fail statement, or if the condition fail, we want that it has to give some output which is not related to the first statement. So in that case, we'll be going for the if else condition. If first condition satisfied, in the if statement itself, it will give an output. If the first condition is not satisfied, then it goes to the else condition. So this is also another scenario where we may require in real time. So that's why we have one more statement, that is if else statement. So the if else statement is an extension to the if statement where it uses an another block of a code, that is else block. Where in the previous case we do have only one block, that is if block. Here we'll be having two blocks, that is if block and else block. The else block is executed if the condition of an if block is evaluated as false. Even this statement is also important. It is saying that if the if condition is false, then only it comes to the else case. If the if condition is true, then it won't come to the else case. See here the syntax. The same as previous case you are taking. If I have taken condition I have given and started with the flower bracket, given a statement 1. And this statement is related to the if condition. This is going to execute when the condition is true. And here we need to remember that when the condition is true, if condition is executing. When it is executing, it won't even touch this else part. It will touch the else part if and only if this condition fails. If the if condition fails, then only it comes to the else part. If condition is not failing, you're getting a true in if condition, then it won't even touch your else part. This is your one block, I can say that if block. That's why I close the flower brackets over here. And if the if condition fails, then you are going to enter into your else condition. And opening my flower brackets, giving some statement ending with a semicolon. It executes when the condition is false. When the first condition is false, then only it is going to execute. When the first condition is true, it won't even touch your else part. That is about the syntax. Again, I have taken a same example. See here, only the difference is I have just added like else part, saying that taken our same values x equal to 10, y equal to 12. And in if condition, I have given that if x plus y is less than 10. Means 10 plus 12, that is 22 is less than 10, which is false. I said like if it is false, then only it will enter into your else case. Else it won't enter your else part. System.out.println x plus y is less than 10. Else it comes to the else part and it says that it is greater than 20. So this is about your if and else condition, where we can see the two blocks, if block as well as a else block. If block fails, then only it comes to your else block. If block is true, it won't touch your else block. Here we know that up to here the same thing, it's been checking that x plus y, that is 10 plus 12 is 22. 22 less than 10, which is false. So that's why it has come over here. As it is false, it is entering to your else part. And then it is checking that x plus y is greater than 20. As it is greater than 20, that's why you are getting this output. If the cases which you are taking, maybe here instead of a 10, if you have written some 30, then it won't come to the else case, because what we want is we want else case here, so that's why we have taken an else condition. Let me change the inputs. Now here you can see that I have taken 1 and 2 again. I have just changed the inputs. So 1 and 2 is 3. Obviously, in if case, 1 plus 2 is nothing but 3 less than 10. In that case, what it is saying, it is accepting the condition which is there in your if case, means it is satisfied. So in if case itself, the condition is true. As said in a third part, if the condition is satisfied in if case itself, it won't even touch your else part. So here in this example, when I change the inputs, it is satisfying your if case only. Let me run this one. Here it is very clear. You can see that x plus y is less than 10. Obviously, it is less than 10. So when this is satisfying at this part, it will terminate at this position only. It won't come to your else part. Any doubts, guys, like in this if and if else part? Do you have any queries and a programmatical or like theoretical? Can I expect any response from your end?
No, Shanti. Just I wanted to ask one thing like what and all topic we are going to cover in this tutorial.
In this tutorial, like I have just shared the course content to our team. All the topics, in the sense, not only the basics, up to now whatever we have, like advanced topics like threadings, multi-threadings, and everything which is related to the Java, everything will be covered. And at the end of a course which is related to the Java, like we'll do a real-time project too. End of the course.
Okay. And
And the course
also
content
in this
and everything. Sorry.
and also
Yeah.
in this any frameworks we will be covering or Spring Boot like this.
You mean to ask that whether we are covering the frameworks also or not, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can cover the frameworks also.
which includes the Spring Boot as well, right? Mm.
Yes, yes, Spring Boot also. We are after like this starting part, like we'll start with the basic Java and then we'll go for the advanced Java. Once this core and the advanced is finished, then we'll go for the framework.
Okay.
And at the end of that, like we'll just provide a real-time project to. We'll give a problem statement. Together we can do the problem statement which is related to the full stack of a Java.
Okay. In this front end also it will include or only back end only like HTML, CSS, JavaScript
Project you're asking, or like the contents?
content.
Content we are including that also.
Okay. Which frameworks we are covering in this
See,
related to
this
front end?
framework, like we haven't decided which one, because depending
Mm.
upon the group, like what exactly the all the group members are preferring, we are planning to go according to that.
Okay. Okay.
Like 3 or 4 members, if in a group, like according to their choice, will go according to their, in the sense, yeah, choice only.
Okay. Sure.
Still any queries?
Nothing from me.
Yeah. If you have any concern about like framework, you want a particular this framework only, like that, you can just leave the message, the same thing to the team. So like we can go accordingly.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think we are good now for today. If you are not having any queries from your end, I think we are good to close now.
Yeah, Shanti, so we will close now, and I'm Shekhar here. We will close now, and then we will connect on Monday, 8 a.m. as per the schedule, and then as a regular batch.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, that's it from my end, Shanti. If you guys are done, then we will close the session.
Yeah, we are done from my end, and I think like everyone others also, like they are good for today.
From Monday, from 8 to 9 o'clock, right? Daily 1 hour class will be there, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Yeah.